Good morning and welcome. I'm recording this short video to talk about how we can access and join in the annual church meeting, which is to be held this Thursday, the 12th at 7 o'clock, and how we can go about nominating and seconding and being nominated for elections, which will be held in this meeting. First of all, I want to talk about how we can join the meeting. As you know, this year, because of the COVID pandemic restrictions and lockdown, we aren't able to join physically in the Hugh Band room as we would normally do for our annual meeting. So the annual meeting is being held on Zoom. You can access this both via your computer or your tablet or a phone via the Zoom application, or you can access this by telephone directly. For those who do not have internet access, they are able to join by the telephone, and we can give them a telephone number and access details that they will need. While we will not be able to see them, and they may not be able to see us, we can have them actively participate in the meeting, both by listening to what is being said, as well as being able to speak into the meeting that we can then all hear. Now, for those of us who are able to access via the internet, we are asking that you contact the church office either by email or by telephone and register your attendance or interest to attend with us. On Thursday morning, we will then send out to everybody the access details and sign up details for the Zoom meeting. For those who haven't done a Zoom meeting before, you do not necessarily need to download software for it onto your computer. When we give you the access details, we will let you know how you can sign up on the internet. Once you have these details, you join us. The meeting starts at 7 o'clock. We are asking that all participants start joining at least 15 minutes beforehand, so that you will then go into a waiting room, and we will then enter you into the meeting from the waiting room. This gives us a chance in terms of security to see who's there and who isn't. Just to protect the sanctity of the meeting. Once the meeting starts, of course, we ask that you keep your camera on so that we can see who is there, and please ensure that you have your name that is on as part of your username so that we can see in the waiting room who is waiting over there. This helps with keeping the meeting safe and secure for us all. Now, when we get to the meeting and we come to the point of elections, there normally in these days we would pick up a form from the church. We would fill in the form if we were willing to stand for one of the offices, either as a DCC member, a PCC member, a church warden, or as a deanery synod rep. And then we would ask somebody to nominate and second it for us, which they would do while we held them in a corner in church. And we would then bring in those forms to either myself or one of the wardens or the church office. However, because of the lockdown and the restrictions, that is now not possible. So I want to outline to you two ways in which you can put in your nomination forms. To do this, you will need to go to the parish website page. All the nomination forms to be downloaded for both the annual church meeting as well as for the annual parochial church meeting you can find on the church website. So in order to do this, let me just show you practically how we go about doing this. As I turn to, you come to the Microsoft web page, and you type in the address for the church, which is www.ipsley.org, And this will bring up the Parish of Ipsley website page. Now, what you do is, and let me just enlarge this so it's easier to see. Here we are. You go to the third drop-down menu at the top here. These are the drop-down menus. Go to Ipsley Parish menu, and right down at the bottom, you will find annual meetings. Now, over here, you will see the section for the Ipsley Parish APCM meeting, date and time, and the forms for that, and to register for the Zoom meetings. And you go to St. Peter's Ipsley, click on that, and that will give you details of how to register for the Zoom meeting. You come down to the bottom of the page, right down at the bottom, and you will find the St. Peter's AGM. If you want to view the electoral roll, you will find it here. But for the nomination forms, and you will find there's nomination forms for church wardens, for the St. Peter's DCC, for St. Peter's PCC, and for Deanery Synod Rep. Now, for the church wardens, we are looking for 2 church wardens this year. Linda Nicholas is willing to continue for another year and has already filled in her forms. Judy Evans is moving across to Christchurch to be with her husband Ian, who is now the team vicar there. And so we will be looking for another church warden in her place. For St. Peter's DCC, we are looking for 12 nominations for the St. Peter's DCC, nominations of people who are not ex officio or readers. For St. Peter's PCC, we are looking for 6 nominations. Now, the PCC members are normally ex officio on DCC. So they could be filling in both forms, or they don't necessarily need to fill in a DCC form. They will be ex officio with full rights on a DCC anyway. And then we are looking for 1 Deanery Synod Rep that we will elect at the DCC as our primary candidate. And then the second rep we will nominate, who will then go on to be nominated out of all nominations across the parish at the APCM. So these are the numbers that we are looking for. Church wardens, we would elect 2 church wardens. St. Peter's DCC, I'll be looking to elect 12 members. St. Peter's PCC representatives, we are looking to elect 6 representatives. And Deanery Synod Reps, we are looking to elect 1 and to nominate 1 further person. Now, how do we fill in the forms? In years gone by, as I said, you would have filled in the forms and given them, but that was it. But now, if you go to any one of these links for Church Warden, DCC, PCC, or Deanery Synod Rep, and click on it, it will open the page that has that form on it. Now, I'm going to click on St. Peter's DCC. All the links work the same way, and the process will work the same way. But I'm going to click on the St. Peter's DCC link for you to be able to see how this would work. Now, when you click on St. Peter's DCC, for example, it will bring up the nomination form, which is here before you. As I said before, the person being nominated would put their name, their address, get the name, address, and signature of a proposer, the name, the address, and the signature of a seconder, and then they would sign it and submit the form. There are a few ways in which we can accept forms under the current circumstances. The first one is that each person, the person being nominated, the proposer and the seconder, each download a copy of the form and fill in their section of the form and put their signature with the name of the person being nominated. And they can either send that through to us as an email or by post. Once we get all 3 forms, we will put them together and accept them as one form. If you have the type of Adobe Acrobat program that would enable you to fill this online, that is so much better. However, if you're not possible and you can scan it or send it, that would be acceptable. The second way to do this is that the person being nominated fill in the form with their name, address, and signature. They then have a word with a proposer and a seconder, get their agreement, and fill in their name, their address, and then leave the signature section blank and send in the form to us, either by email or by post. Please remember to post all forms to the rectory address, which is Ipsley Rectory, Icknield Street, Ipsley, Redditch, B980AN. If you send them through to me, then it saves time between it moving around the offices in collating it. Now we need to follow one of these 2 processes. For the person sending in the form by the second means, which is they fill in the proposer and seconder's name and send it in with their permission, what I will do is I will then phone the proposer and the seconder and get their permission, confirm their permission, and insert that in here that it has been confirmed. Now we need to follow this process for church warden, parish warden, and for deanery synod reps. That is an absolute must. For those being nominated to DCC and PCC, we can take nominations from the floor, as it were, or open nominations at the meeting, provided that there are people at the meeting willing to propose and second somebody's name. And if you are intending to stand for election to DCC or PCC, and you wish to follow the route of nominations from the floor, then you must speak to those proposing and seconding you beforehand, and they have to be in the meeting. Just to let you know that the meeting will be recorded so that we make no mistakes in this. I hope that you are able to join me. If anybody still finds this process difficult, then do give me a telephone call and I will be able to hopefully help you over the phone call. The rectory number is 01527 522 847 or my mobile number 07949 490 265. Thank you. God bless you. And I hope I can encourage you to attend on Thursday. It's a support and a strength to all of us, especially during these difficult times. In the meantime, stay safe, stay strong in the might of the Lord, and allow the joy of the Lord to shine out into the darkness of our times. God bless.